YouTube, welcome back. We're here past the prop. It is NBA Showtime Friday. Huge slate, good games of action tonight for us on the NBA docket. So we're back. Obviously, see you with the guests here as well. Stu, how we doing, man? Kick it off with you.
I'm doing great. I think I told you, my Monday and Tuesday were kind of whack, and I was ready to turn it around on Wednesday. That's exactly what we did. Nothing but winning since then. It was a good show. It's good yesterday for me. Even my Wizards almost got the dub in the end. So at least I was entertained. We've lost 13 straight games. I'll just take being entertained at this point. I don't even need to win anymore. So that was good. Cash some bets right there. Yeah, I'm ready. I'm sorry, I'm being distracted by the dog in the background. That's awesome. We need to do that more often. I got to get that set up in the future here. But yeah, great slate so far. Today surprised me. After these last 2 days, I thought it might be a 7-gamer, something small, but we got some good action today. Ready to dive in the slate.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. As you can see, we are joined with our guy Props from Prime here. How have you been, man? First time on the show. Happy to have you. How's NBA season been going for you so far?
It's good to be on the show. NBA season, on the other hand, hey, always trying to get into a toy. NBA season started off really good. I think I was up 30 units early, and then probably have lost 10 over the past 2 months. So NBA been up and down, but you know what? I'm on past the prop. Kind of feel like my luck's about to turn around.
I hope we can keep the vibes in here. Obviously, we've been feeling pretty good heading in. Obviously, these NBA slates have been up and down. We have some of those 8-gamers. We have some 10-gamers like we have tonight. We got just full slates of action. Lots more back-to-backs in the second half far this season, right? You got the full week off, and now I've seen a lot of back-to-backs. So got to give my rant of the day already going to be on your boy Tyus Jones, Stu. Needed him to get 2 more damn points for a double-double, bro. What you doing, man? You even get overtime, and you couldn't even get that shit.
My rant of the day is I never want to see him play more than 20 minutes a game again. I mean, the fact that he was even out there in overtime was ridiculous because you can't play Tyus Jones and Jordan Poole at the same time anymore. We've realized they're 2 short guards that can't defend. So if Tyus isn't out there making shots or controlling the offense, which he wasn't because Jordan Poole handled every single possession, then take him the fuck off the floor. He just got – did you see the LeBron one-on-one possession that ended up kind of beating them? You can't let Tyus Jones get switched in a situation like that. The fact that both of those guys were out there, I mean, no one even – I would have tweeted about it, but no one even cares, right? People are asleep already. But Tyus Jones cannot be playing more than 20 minutes per game if we're given the keys to Jordan Poole. I love Tyus Jones. I've been a fan of him for years. Bet on him all the time on the Grizzlies. This is not the right place. He's a control the offense kind of guy. If we're not going to play that way, if we're going to go Jordan Poole ISO style, then get him the fuck off the court. I mean, he's a liability out there. So I know you had some bets on him, but I was praying they would put him on the bench yesterday. Didn't happen. Unfortunate, for both of us right there, that Poole and Kuzma shot every single attempt in overtime yesterday.
Yeah, I know we talked about it a couple days ago on the Anthony Davis against the Wizards. I'm like, is he going to put up 45 and 15? And dude damn near did it on these guys last night.
Back-to-back.
Crazy.
Come on. When does he even play? I don't know. The fact that both those guys played was crazy, too. I would have given that a 5% chance. So we'll see. I said in Discord last night, I don't know. Some Instagram detectives do some work for me. Was Kuzma at the club last night? It was Poole. Kuzma looked dead tired in the fourth quarter. I really feel like he's not going to play. And I feel like Poole might not either. But I'm saying check the Instagram. I need the detectives out there. If we got any local LA people at the club scene, we got to know, were they out last night? Because we can get some line value. That line could go to 20 if it's all these Wizards backups. So we'll see.
Hey, Kuzma was out in LA at the club. And another thing is Tyus Jones, I was very close to playing that too. That was a really good bet. But Jordan Poole, he makes his first couple of shots of the day. Just kiss every Wizards over goodbye, man. That dude is taking 30 shots.
Yeah. Me and Joe had Denny points, and he had 8 in the first quarter, and we had to sweat it until the last second of the fourth. He had 1 shot in the second half or whatever. But he got the job done luckily for us, But hey, that's yesterday. We've already done enough Wizards talk. I'll let us move on in the show right here. I know we can talk about much better.
Yeah, I'm going to run through just a quick thing of our recap from last show. We will get right into this slate. Let's just talk about the one loser. Shout out to the Penguins for playing like shit. Didn't even cover. Couldn't even do anything against the worst team in college basketball. Other one there, Mark Sears, had almost 30 points, just like
Yep.
a full 30 points. So I was an easy winner there. Bama put on a clinic there. So obviously Stu being able to cash in on the plus money spots across the board with Strus and the Nuggets, as well as Tim Hardaway. I'm still mad about the plus 330 on Omar Ballo, bro, because that would have been a nice long shot cash. One board. Just grab me. You're 7 feet tall, bro. Grab me one more board. I know you grabbed 14, and yes, that's good, but I'll take 15. Come on, man. Just one more.
Yeah, no, it's a fun one, though. I mean, anytime you cash like a Tim Hardaway, one of those guys that, anyone in the world that bets the NBA knows, nailing down, those inconsistent guys is like the most annoying thing in the world. So when you finally hit him on one of those spike weeks, right, where he just comes out 4 threes in the first, it's like, finally. So shout out to Tim Hardaway Jr. First time, he's paid my bills in a while. That guy's normally stealing, money out of my pockets.
All right. We are heading into this slate. We got a nice slate. We got 25 live viewers here with us in the first couple minutes. We appreciate you. Hit that like button. You got questions, you know where to put them. Drop them in the comments. We will get over to them. Let's take a look at this slate. We got a great one on the docket for today. Props. We usually are rolling here with our favorite game of the day. We call it the big screen game that we like to – that's going to be the most – one that we want to watch. It doesn't have to be your favorite one to bet in. Usually for us, it's a bunch of D-Gen games where no one plays any defense. But I'll kick it over to you. Is there a game that sticks out to you, man, on this slate? We got a lot to choose from.
Yeah. Yeah, this is probably not an ugly game. I feel like Bulls games are always just kind of like mucking it up, trying to keep it low scoring, keep it low paced. But also those games always kind of seem to be not blowouts, So if you're betting an over, which, is fun, unlike betting unders, it's a good game to bet it on. So I think that the Bucks and the Bulls lines also they have very condensed offenses, and everyone's line kind of seemed to open up really low. So I got to roll with that game. I mean, I know a Doc Rivers game might not be the funnest thing in the world to watch, but hey, if we can make some money off it, screw it.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Mine's way uglier than that. I mean, I love mine today, by the way. We're going Trailblazers, Grizzlies. Did you see that injury report? Oh, my God. No Kennard, no JJJ on the Blazers side, possibly no Simons. I mean, this could be like –
I don't think Ayton either.
Exactly. Ayton, exactly. That was the last one. This could be one of the – you guys know I love the role players. That's where I really make my money. And we're going to have starting 5 combinations that we haven't seen all year long on both sides. We're going to see bench players have extreme opportunity in that one. And those are the games that I really feel like we can cash the long shots. We can get some sneaky looks where the books, they're going to have to play it safe. I mean, a guy like Gigi Jackson, they maybe have seen it a couple times more now. His line might be a little higher than before, but they can't come out the gate with a 19.5 on one of those guys, right? They just can't. Even if JJJ is giving up his 20 shots, even if there's no Kennard taking 6 threes anymore, they just can't. So for me, I'm going to love – there's not really prop options there right now. It's going to be a lot closer to game time. But that's one that I as soon as I saw the injury report in that game, I was fired up. I know the Grizzlies play a little bit ugly right now, but I think that's going to be a good one.
208 total in that game. 208. Jesus Christ. I don't even know where I want to go with that one. My game, I had a tie, right? I had a tie between the Celtics game and the Toronto game, but I have to pick Toronto because I am such a big Scotty Barnes stan that I'm picking that game, right? Only a 2.5 point spread there with the Warriors. I think it's going to be a fun game. I don't trust either defense. That's why we're seeing that total almost pushing 240. I think this would be a fun one. We're going to be up and down. Obviously, I'm too big of a Scotty fan, so I'm going to probably have 2 or 3 bets on that guy today, but not on the show. I'm going to switch it up. I'm not going to have Scotty on the show, but I think that's going to be my game of the day, Toronto and the Warriors.
Yeah, no, I mean, you can never go wrong, especially with Warriors basketball right now. They're back. They got a bunch of guys. I have a bet in that game that we're going to get to in a little bit as well. So definitely can't go. I just never bet on the Raptors. That's the key. I'm fine with watching them, but the actual team itself, the Raptors, never against the spread, never the money line. Just leave that part alone.
Awesome.
Hey, Stu, for your game, Vince Williams, the guts telling me he's getting a tripped up tonight. That dude, I don't even know how he gets all these assists, but he just, you look at the box score, oh, shit, Vince Williams had 8 assists. He's not a point guard. It's not really doesn't seem like much a creator, but he had 8 assists. So you know what? He's getting those 10 tonight. No JJJ.
I mean, for me, I think like it's a little like safer, but maybe like the 12-8-6 kind of thing, you know, like the alt lines right there, because 10 is such a hard number to get to with a total like that.
Yeah, with a 208 total, man. What is the team totals? It's got to be like barely triple digits.
But just to correct what you're saying, I don't want to like overshoot it, but like he gives like budget Jimmy Butler vibes. Like he's filling it up in multiple ways. He's playing defense, you know, like it's not traditional, it's not flashy, but I like it. I like guys that can get you, you know, production in multiple things. I just have no clue what the price is going to be. I assume it's going to be like $1 million to 1, you know, or whatever. Yeah. But
speaking of triple doubles, our boy Terrence in here, depressing, bro. This is depressing. 2,500 and then a plus 1,000 hit on them, and now they're down to 700 in this matchup. Can't bet it at that price anymore. Just depressing, man. It's like an RIP. It's like a gravestone. You're never going to see those prices again on Scotty. He's been doing too well. Plus Money Bob bringing up Hardaway. Can't believe he didn't get to the 5+, dude. Yeah, dude. I saw you posted about that one as well, and would have been a pretty nice one there. And I thought he was going to easily get there after how he started.
Yeah, that's how it goes. But I'm not in the business of complaining after I already made a lot of money, you know, like that. Like if he got 1, then open fire, right? But he got 4 for me. It's really hard to be mad at the guy right there. But I agree with you about the Scotty thing for me too. I had Zion triple double 37-1 like last week. It's like, you know, half of that now everywhere. It's like he missed on rebounds. He got the assist and the points. He was 2 rebounds short. Zion, the guy I watched in college, like dunk over the rim, can't get 10 rebounds. Like it is what it is sometimes. That's why that's such a tricky market. It's, you know, it's a parlay, right? You're obviously asking for all those different legs. So we'll see. We got some good long shots today, though.
All right. It is time. Let's get right after it. You brought up Zion, Stu. We'll just stick in that Pelicans game. I'll kick it over to you to start us off. Pretty good transition. I don't know if you tried it, but hey, good job.
Hey, that's what I do here. We're pros, baby. Jonas Valanciunas, under 22.5 points, rebounds, and assists, minus 120. Ooh, this is a good spot right here. I saw it, Props from Prime, actually. He was one of the first guys to post about this. I saw you had that tweet about it last night, which is something that I never do on Twitter, which is give away free game, right? You never want to do someone's work for them already. We're free guys. We already don't get shit for that. I like giving plays to people, but sometimes you give plays to a lot of cappers and stuff like that. It would be nice if you got the credit. So I'm trying to give you a little bit of credit here because I did appreciate seeing that tweet last night. You were definitely the first guy I saw on it. And man, this is a really good look, right? The whole world, it's the 7 minutes thing, right? It's the quote after the game, the Willie Green saying, we need to go small. Joe Val, he can't keep up in these faster paced matchups. And then you look at this matchup, and it is exactly the worst case scenario. It's the team that wants to run in transition more than anyone else, right? This team, Miles Turner is their center and has been their center for years. He's like one of the least traditional centers we have, right? He's sitting out on the 3-point line. So even in a traditional market where we don't talk about him, losing minutes, right? Let's say he even plays a somewhat regular workload. The number one thing we always talk about with a guy like Joe Val is the rebound distance, right? It's how close you do the rim. What's your matchup? He's going to be brought out on the perimeter a lot anyway. And once again, you don't want Joe Val out on the perimeter, which is why we're going to see a lot more Larry Nance Jr. than we're going to see a lot more Joe Val. And to be honest, I'm just counting down the seconds for Joe Val right here. He is one of my favorite targets on this slate. For Larry Nance as well. So not only is Joe Val a play, I also want to play the backup. I see in the chat people are saying the line movement has been kind of crazy. That's very interesting. It was 21.5 at 12:43 when I sent in the chat. Let me see what the best price on market is right now. I'll pull up the picket in a second, but I would say played at 21, played at 20. I wouldn't play it at 19.5 though. I think 20.5 is kind of the clear benchmark for that one right there. Let me pull up picket and see what our best price on the market is right now. But I really like the Joe Val under, and I really like the Larry Nance over in this one, right? When we talk about the minutes, Terrence says 20.5 minus 125. We can track it there. Then I'm fine with that. I don't need to, get a better line or whatever. We can do 20.5 for the show because, like I said, it's really a minutes play at the end of the day. And if you don't have belief that he's going to be an active member of this rotation, right? And you don't have belief that he's going to be able to keep up, which common sense agrees. It's not just coach speak, right? We're not just reading blindly what the coach says and believing him. This makes a lot of valid sense. And Larry Nance has been one of our favorite small ball centers. He can guard multiple positions. I think that gives them a lot more defensive flexibility tonight. So clearly popular for a reason. This team is a lot more than I expected at, 1 p.m. EST, but I definitely like it at 20.5. That's where I'd play it.
Yes, sir. You props. Yeah, you obviously, I saw you wrote something up on him already too. You got anything else to add on that?
Yeah. Mono, I think this is the best play on the slate, to be honest, man. I mean, like, I played this last game, and like you said, it's just like kind of a common sense thing. Like, he's way too slow to keep up with this team. Way too slow. Even like with Nance, BI, Zion, CJ, with like everyone active too, like he doesn't even play much to begin with. So honestly, man, I'd say this is good at any number, but like if we're being honest, he probably could have a chance to score efficiently here, right? But the minutes aren't going to get him there. But this is for the people who are live. I think like under 9.5 rebounds and assists might be like a good pivot as well too, because like we touched on, like the rebounding matchup is also like really bad with how Miles stretches the floor, and I think that could also be a pretty good look too.
Yeah, and talking about athletic centers too. I mean, even the backups, dude. Like even your backup is Isaiah Jackson. Like backup is Jalen Smith. Like these dudes aren't just sitting under there. They're moving. They want transition buckets. These boys playing like 13, 14 minutes a game. You got to go hard for those minutes, and then you're out. They just sit you out because you're just rapid fire rotations. When you play that fast, obviously you get that type of rotations in there. Speaking about centers that just kind of sit on the outside, I see you got my boy there, Prime. You're talking about my Bucks. Let's get it.
Yep, Brook Lopez over 17.5 PRA. So when you think about Brook Lopez, right? I mean, maybe if you're a little bit older, you might be like, oh yeah, this dude, he's like a grinded up down low center. He literally does that, like doesn't do that at all. So what he does is he scores through being the pick and roll man and the spot up shooting. The Bulls on the year, they allow the second most points per game to spot up shooters. They allow the most points per possession, the fourth most points per game to the pick and roll man. So this is like literally the perfect matchup for him to score. On top of that, like not even filtering out bad minute games or anything, Brook, he's just over this line in 38 out of 57 games. That's a 68% hit rate. He's averaging 19.9 PRA this year. I also just think it's like a really bad matchup for Dame and Giannis. I mean, you think about Dame, he's very reliant at scoring through the pick and roll. Chicago's like one of the toughest defenses in the league for that. They also like really pack the paint on drives, which I think might be tough for Giannis as well. So got that going. I touched on earlier with my favorite game of the day or whatever. I do think this game stays close too, just like the way Chicago plays and mucks it up, all that stuff. And reason why I went PRA over RA or points is we just need 6 rebounds and assists from him. Like his points line's at 11.5, averages 7.1 rebounds and assists on the year. And then last thing, great track record against Vucevic. Since last year, he's had 27, 21, 42, 34, 16, 24, and 25 PRA. We just need 18. Sign me up. I think this is one of the better matchups in the league for Brook.
Yeah, I like this a lot because, like you said, you got to think like who's going to give us the scoring in this game, right? When you think obviously Giannis and Dame are the 1 and 2, right? Dame, I mean, this is the Bears, or not the Bears. The Bulls are one of those teams that, like we said a lot with the Heat, they're 48 minutes of a tough matchup for a guard, right? If you're a guard there, you're getting Caruso, you're getting 14 minutes of Carter off the bench. Like you're getting hounded all game by aggressive on-ball defenders, which is one of the tougher matchups we have. And then you obviously nailed it with all the help in the world is going to be on Giannis in those drives. It's going to be drive and kick city. And for me, it's like the guys like Lopez, the Beasleys, those are going to be the guys that benefit the most. And obviously, like you said, Vucevic, Drummond, like none of the, like, are they stepping out to guard him one-on-one? No, like Brook Lopez has a great shot quality out there and he's been knocking down the three. So I definitely like this look right here. And yeah, there's always some good rebounding potential when you're going up against a team that might be playing 2 bigs for a good amount of time. Brook is going to have to be down there as well. So definitely like the look.
Let's go. I'm hoping the Bucks can show up here a little bit, and I'm gonna be on the other side of my own team here, and I'm gonna be going with Kobe White, and I'm gonna go points assists at 26.5 at -110 on DraftKings. I know everybody's talking about Doc Rivers getting the defense a little better, whatever. I don't buy that stuff honestly at all. Since the All-Star break, the last 3 games I'm looking at here, the Bucks have allowed 42% of the points scored against them to be from 3. I think Kobe White probably shoots 12 threes in this game. Just on the kickoff, we're going to be sitting on the side. I actually hope Caruso plays here. I know he sat last game. I kind of hope he plays because he's not a high usage guy there either, but you're going to put him out there for defense, right? You're going to have him out there just to hound on Dame because Dame has been playing better in the second half of the season so far. Obviously, the minutes here are pretty much locked in. The dude just played 50 minutes, bro, in a double overtime game. The dude played 50 minutes in an NBA basketball game. If this was a back-to-back, yes, I probably wouldn't play him, but he's got a day in between. He'll go get some water. You're good, bro. You're going to play another 40 tonight in this spot because they're going to need other guys to shoot the ball here. If you want to look at numbers against the Bucks, because this is a great matchup for them, 33-6-4 in their first matchup that went to OT, and then another matchup that went to OT went for 23-4-7. That just shows you 2 overtime games in the 2 games they played here, those last 2 matchups. So I expect this game to be close. I expect Kobe White to just put up at least 20-plus shots. And in a couple of those games, he had 20 shot attempts in the first game. He had 20 in the second game. And those were also with Levine playing in one of those games. So full amount of minutes. I expect the assists to keep going up. He's averaging 9.3 in the second half of the season here in these 4 games in potential assist numbers. Dude, they're going to just leave him open, I think. I think this is going to be just a shootout right here. I like the over in this game, to be honest, because I don't think the Bucks are going to slow down for anything. And also, why wouldn't you just chuck it up when you got Drummond sitting down there to get offensive rebounds anyway? Dude, they're going to play both of them. He's just going to sit in the paint and go like this and put it in anyway because Brook Lopez ain't going to be bodying up with that, and then Portis as well. So I love Kobe White. I've talked to you guys ad nauseum about how much Kobe White I have in best ball this year. Hoping this is another pop-off game for him. Maybe a little double-double sprinkle on this as well. I mean,
yeah, no, Kobe White was almost a play for me today, and he might be in some way or another. Like I said before the show, I was super fired up when I saw you had it. I think this is a great matchup for him. And I mean, I'm a sucker for volume as much as the next guy. And 50 minutes, like, come on, like, and this guy leads the league in minutes, and like second is DeRozan. Like it's like the Nick Nurse mentality we used to always talk about. It's over here in Chicago now, and while it might be a bummer for those guys out there, it's great for us prop bettors because it means he could go 1 for 9 in the first quarter, and we're still sitting there like, okay, we got some chances here. Like it's one of those things that's a rare quality in the NBA to be able to start slow, to not have a good game, but still have that safety in your minutes. And I definitely like Kobe White for that in this one.
Yeah, hey, this is a great bet. I played it too myself. Like this play really, like you said, great hit rate without Levine. I mean, who do the Bulls have that can create a shot? Because against the Bucks, you kind of have to be like ball dominant to get your shot up because Brooks drop, he allows it a lot. It's going to be the Kobe and DeRozan show. I mean, like they're just going to have massive minutes. Like you said, he'll probably play like 40 minutes or so, insane usage. And I got one more thing to say. Oh yeah. So why is it like this line's pretty low, right? When you like look at it at first. So like since I played it too, I did a decent amount of dive into it. If you look at their last 9 games, they played the Cavs twice, the Magic, the Timberwolves, and the Pelicans. So they played like 5 really tough defenses. And also over his last 4 games, he's shooting 26%. So like we're just getting like a massive discount on Kobe in like a perfect spot. And like we know that the volume and minutes or usage are going to be insane. So like I said, I love that play a lot.
Yeah, I actually was just about to say, dude, he's like 4 for 27 over his last 3 games from 3-point line. Right? I mean, dude shooting 37% from 3 on the year, dude. Positive regression is going to be coming back around. You're not going to see a guy who's this good of a shooter shoot that bad for too long. And Stu, I love what you said, man. He's just like me when I'm playing pickup basketball, man. I ain't going to stop shooting. That's what I'm out there for. I ain't out there to dribble. Give me the ball. Let me just shoot that ball in the corner. It's going to keep going up, right? And obviously when you're not coming off the court, it makes it a little bit easier, So obviously I'm happy to hear you guys are on some bull action today as well. Let's take a look at the chat. I don't know if we have anything else. Yes, yeah, no, I get that, man, but they still allow a lot of 3-point shots, 42% over the last 3 percentage of points there on the 3-point line. They were a lot better at guarding the 3 ball before Doc got there. He was actually pretty good at stopping the 3-point ball. Hasn't been since. I know they're playing a little bit better, but they still play at, I think, like 4 or 5 possessions faster than the Bulls too. So it's not like these not going to be a good matchup here for them. one of the games that I talked about, right? We're going into the second round of plays here. One of the games I talked about is one of my favorites was that Dallas and Boston game. I see Prime has a spot in that one as well. Let's talk about it. Here we go.
Yeah, so this might be kind of unpopular, but I kind of like that. Kristaps, he's awesome. Not going to argue that. He's efficient. He's all that good stuff. But if you look at Kristaps, so the Celtics injury report is like 100% clean. Like everyone is healthy. In games with the starting 5 active, Kristaps, he's under this line in 21 out of 30 games. So that's like a really good hit rate. He's also kind of been dealing with injuries, and he's kind of been getting his minutes monitored recently. He hasn't topped 33 minutes in his last 12 games. And then if you filter it to 33 or less minutes, like excluding an injury game with the starting lineup active, then he's under in 17 out of 22 games. So very, very good hit rate when the Celtics are fully healthy. If we look at the last 15 games, what Dallas has been like awful at defending pull-up field goals. So like off the dribble shots. They allow the second most pull-up field goals made over the last 15 games. Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, Derek White, Drew Holiday, they all like score a lot of their points off of pull-up shots. Kristaps, he's a big man. He does not. So basically what I'm saying by that is I think that the other 4 guys could all have a lot of success in this matchup and just take away of like the overall shot market share, take away of the points market. I think that all those 4 other guys could have really good games. Dallas, they also allow the 5th fewest points per game to pick and roll man. And Kristaps, he's not like reliant on that, but he does score a fair amount of points from that. And matchup with Lively and Gafford, man, I'm not gonna like sit here and just lie. Like it's not too hard, but like this just feels a couple points too high with everyone active with the minutes he's been playing. And I think that Kristaps' teammates can have a good game here.
Yeah, I like the play in my head. I'm trying to logically think like how they guard him in this one. Because the Lively Gafford, like I would go small with PJ. I know it's kind of crazy to say that, but as someone that's watched so much Porzingis, so I think PJ actually could, because he's not going to post you up. He's going to post you up once, dribble back, shot fake, and then shoot it from the mid-range, right? He's not bodying people, right? That's not the concern. So I'm in my head, I would go with a lot of PJ in this game, but I don't know if that's necessarily what happens. And I'm worried if it is more Lively and more Gafford in that more traditional drop, then he's just going to have that 3-point line kind of all to himself out there. But at the end of the day, I'm really used to, Kristaps at those 19.5 lines. So even 21.5, I think, like you mentioned earlier with those hit rates, is just some generally good line value, no matter what the matchup is.
Yeah, and I mean, Dallas's defense is pretty brutal. So I mean, if you're, I mean, pretty much anybody can get their shot there. And obviously, when you have Porzingis not really being a ball dominant, guy bringing the ball up the court, it would definitely help you out there as well. Seeing Tatum do that pull up, I bet you he probably goes for 30 tonight too. I've seen his PRA line is pretty high up there as well. So I will stick in that game. I know we're mixing up the order second time through, Stu, my bad, but I'm in that game as well. And I'm going to Luka Doncic over 17.5 rebounds plus assists, -106 on FanDuel. I thought this was a phenomenal price given this matchup. Obviously, we saw Luka match up with these guys already once this year. I do not expect that number to happen again. I don't know if you guys remember that game, but he went for 33, 18, and 13 in that game in 40 minutes. And Kyrie played. And I know that would be the first thing that everybody says was Kyrie was probably out for that game. No, he wasn't. He was still playing. And they still lost, right? They still lost by 9. That's what I'm saying. He's got to do everything here. And I think that that's going to be obviously a good thing for us, especially since the second half of the season started, right? These last 4 games, Kyrie's been fully healthy, and he's hit this number in 3 of 4. The one game they got 20 piece by Indiana. He only played 33 minutes and only had 6 rebounds, 6 assists, but he still had 33 points in 33 minutes. Like that, Luka is on another planet right now. Obviously, when you want to look at some numbers here, Luka is number 3 in the second half so far in potential assists at 18.5, averaging over a little bit over 13.5 rebounding chances. I know I talk about this all the time. The dude grabs the rebounds even when the bigs are down there. Reminds me of like that, 7-8 years ago, Russell Westbrook on every free throw. You know who's getting the rebound, bro. I think he had a little talking to Derek Lively after that first couple games. It's like, Derek, I'm getting my numbers, dude. Don't grab those free throw rebounds, because I remember Derek Lively had a couple of those 14 rebound games, and now all of a sudden he's down to like 6 or 7 because Luka's stealing them from him. And I think that that's going to be obviously helping us out here. Also, I've been looking at these minutes, and you look at the numbers here with Luka in these games where they're losing by like double digits, right? And they're a big dog tonight, right? About 9 points, 8 or 9 points. And I'm just looking at some of these games where they lose big. Outside of that Indiana game, right? They lost by 13 to the Bucks. He went for 49 and 11, right? You go down a little bit further when they lost to Utah. They got 30 piece by Utah. He played 34 minutes. He went for 19, but had 14 assists and 6 rebounds. Hit this number even in limited minutes there. I'm not saying that Boston's defense is anywhere close to Utah, right? Because obviously Boston's toward the top in every single category, but just shows that these numbers can still go off. When they beat the Spurs by 30, he played only 32 minutes, went for 12 and 10 rebounds, assists, respectively. This dude's usage rate on the court is crazy. I think this number is just way too low. And if you're going to give him the Drew Holiday treatment, you're going to have tough spots in the paint on those drives. I like what you said, Stu. I was thinking a little bit more about PJ in the corner as well on those kickouts. Yep. I think we can see some big numbers. You saw Tim Hardaway stroking in that last game. I'm in for Luka here. Even if he grabs like 6-7 rebounds, I think this could be a big assist number game for him. So I just like having both numbers be able to pop off, and I think this number is way too low.
Yeah, and I mean, didn't he cover this in rebounds alone against the Celtics last time he played?
18 rebounds.
Yeah, he had 18. Like, the Celtics are like, when you have Porzingis and Al Horford as your centers, you're not going to be a great rebounding team, right? That's not what those guys are great at. So for me, I think I saw someone on Tatum earlier. I think his rebounds make a lot of sense, but I definitely love this spot. We always talk about it, upside in multiple categories. And to be honest, I think the only reason this is a 10.5 point spread is because Luka's questionable, right? I think if he's ruled in, I think we see that tick down to maybe the 8.5, 7.5 kind of range, or at least even a little bit lower than that. So I definitely like this look. It's one of the few props, like one of the few guys that I like at this super high level because he's just shown that consistency on a day-to-day basis.
Yeah, like you said earlier, he had that 18 rebound game versus Boston. Like, I think that actually, like, I'm not saying he's going to get 18 rebounds. I mean, that'd be awesome because that would cover this line without he could get 0 assists. But I mean, when you think about how Boston runs their offense, they're also spread out. Like, no one's really crashing the offensive glass. They're all just like around the perimeter. Like, how Luka gets his rebounds is people, like you said, people just box out for him and he just grabs uncontested rebounds. Like, Boston, if they're missing shots, like, oh man, like he's going to grab like a ton of rebounds here. Assist wise, like Boston, yes, it is like a tougher matchup, but like his potential assists have just been so crazy recently. Like, he's really dominating the hell of the ball. I was actually going to play PRA too. I will say, like, I think he did kind of roll his ankle last game, and that kind of is what kept me off. But the dude's been playing on a bum ankle like the whole year. So like, if he plays, he's like going to be fine. It's not going to affect him probably. I'm just a puss and wussied out of it last second. But yeah, man.
I was going to say he looks like, like you said with the bum ankle thing, like he looks like he's hung over when he plays every day. Like just every single day. So it's one of those things. He plays at his own pace. It's not, I'd be a little bit worried if De'Aaron Fox was showing a little bit of wear on the ankle, a guy like that. But and then once again, if he's ruled out, he's ruled out. Then, we don't give the money. We get our money back. So definitely like this look right here.
Yeah, I saw he participated in shoot around. I think they put nose. I don't even think they said anything about the ankle. Yeah, I think they put nose on underdog. Because I know he's been dealing with something up there. I think he got hit in the face or something. But yeah, just I'm happy to see he went through shoot around. Because guess what? You play in 40 minutes. I don't know if you noticed this, but I picked 2 guys that I know are going to play 40 minutes in these games. Man, they ain't coming off the court. So I don't have to just like sit there. He's like, oh, he's off the court for 10 minutes. No way. Luka gets about 3 minutes of rest. Give Kyrie his 3 minutes of shine and let's go off here. So Stu, last one. I love this spot for you against this just abysmal defense.
Yeah, this is one that could get a little bit more added to it a little bit later. Maybe we go a little same game parlay, something like that. We're going Kuminga over 18.5 points, minus 125 over on FanDuel Sportsbook. One of the biggest things we talk about, obviously Steph Curry is the engine that makes this Warriors team run. But when we look at how this opposing Toronto team guards number one options, they are very aggressive and their goal is to get the ball out of your hands, right? It's the classic, let's make the tertiary players beat us. And so what we've seen all year long is Toronto gets after these guys. There are a lot of doubles, and I mean, I know if I like Gary Trent, he's going to be a good one-on-one on ball defender out there, but they're going to give him the attention, right? And what that opens up is plenty of opportunity. And Kuminga was a guy that I just bet the under a couple days ago in the Denver game, and he went over. I remember one of the things I wrote in the under was that his free throw production is so efficient. It's just so efficient. It's not going to be able to maintain it. And he went 9 for 13 from the free throw line, went over. In each of the last 2 games, now he's only gone 1 for 2. So I did see some negative regression now. Now I see a little bit more positive regression on the drives right here. The one thing I wish he would do, he's still 3rd on the team in drives right now. He scores 80% of his point, or 76% of his points in the paint. How about we drive a little bit more? I mean, you can't be behind Podziemski in drives. I get he was doing a little bit of ball handling, driving kick, stuff like that. But I think there's even opportunity to grow inside this big role. And obviously the Wiggins stuff being out just takes one more person out of this rotation right here. We talked about the point, right? 75%. This is a team that allows the 4th most points in the paint right here. What I like too is there's no scary threat. A lot of these teams, whether you're even if a Spurs team, right, that's maybe not on paper the best paint defense, but they have a Wemby down there. That's he's the shot blocking threat, the help side defender that's always going to be there lurking over you. For me, that worry really isn't here. I mean, I'm not super worried about this forward rotation that this team's going to be rolling out on the Raptors side. I think this game is going to be a lot less Curry, thanks to the Raptors' defensive scheme, and I think we're going to have to ask some secondary players to step up. So I love Klay Thompson as much as the next guy, but this is just a much better paint matchup than it is an outside matchup. So I want a guy that's going to attack the paint aggressively. That's Kuminga. I was surprised to see 17.5 points. I probably would have lined it at least 18.5 or 19.5 right here. So definitely love this spot, expecting another 20-plus point performance tonight.
Yeah, hey, it's a really good spot too, man. I like that it's a back-to-back because that doesn't affect Kuminga, right? He's young, very athletic. It doesn't affect him. But if you've been paying attention to the Warriors, man, Steve Kerr, he really cucks Steph, Draymond, Klay on back-to-backs, man. He is terrified to play them big minutes in these type of games. Also, Pods also just got listed doubtful. So you already mentioned, Wiggins is out. No Pods. That's another he's not, I guess he plays bigger than his size. So he kind of is a wing. They really don't have the lengthy wing defender. And with them probably looking to limit Steph a little bit, limit Draymond a little bit, think that minutes should be very strong for him here. Obviously, Raptors defense is atrocious. Pirtle, he's fine at blocking shots, I guess. But I mean, he's just, like you said, he's not a threat. He's not a threat. He does his job, but he's not a threat. So I really like the spot. I think that back-to-back.
I like Pirtle too. Actually, I've been a Pirtle fan for the last couple of years. But like people say on Twitter, there's levels to this, right? There's levels to this, and he's not a guy that we're going to be actively scared of. And I see the people in the chat saying 19.5. I didn't get the under. I can't control what they do 10 minutes ago. It looks like Podziemski's doubtful 10 minutes ago, so it's 19.5. I'd still play 19.5, but like I said, this was before the Podziemski news dropped when we were mid-show. So we'll see what happens with that. I'm curious if it stays 19.5, maybe dips 18 at some point. I don't know what even books have it up right now. Like I said, I played 17.5 FanDuel, but I do like 19.5. I expect another 20-point game, and obviously no Pods is even better for that.
Yeah, I saw they closed it.
Hold up. Wait, why is Pods moving that line by 2? What?
Well, I wouldn't do that. I don't know, but I mean, he's a higher usage player. I mean, it's going to be Moses Moody taking those minutes, who's going to shoot 8-9 times a game. I kind of get it, but I think, I don't know. That's a good question right there. But either way, it's, I don't know. I like Pods. I don't want to disrespect the guy. I think he's doing pretty good. I've been betting the unders recently, but
Well, yeah, the back-to-back, all the old dudes, plus the only young guy left is now out, and you already have Wiggins not there as well. So should see a heavy dosage of minutes. It's just it makes me mad. Podziemski's out because now I can't really play Kuminga at low ownership in DFS today. That kind of makes me a little angry because I would have got him without really having to worry about too many other people. I have a feeling he's going to be getting up there now in ownership there. Let's go our recap. We'll do our recap quick, and then we'll go right on into our long shots for you guys. We got 48 of you guys in here live with us. Hit that like button if you could. We really appreciate all you guys popping in here. Long shots are on their way. Stu, let's recap your plays first.
Sounds good. We're going Jonathan Kuminga over 17.5 points. Like I said, I love Kuminga tonight. I see 19.5 is minus 104 over on FanDuel Sportsbook. Definitely still like that price with the updated news that there's no Podziemski, or at least he's doubtful tonight. I don't want to say no. Never is not something you want to say in the NBA. Then we're going Joe Val under 22.5 points, rebounds, assists. Like I said, I like this to under 20.5 right here. I think that is a very great play tonight. And Larry Nance Jr., baby, let's get fired up. I know I may not be the first to see it. I want you all to be there ready so we can get those Larry Nance lines when they drop.
Let's do it. Prime, let's get yours out here.
Yep. So I went with Brook Lopez over 17.5 PRA. Like the game to stay close. Like him to play a lot of minutes with how big Chicago's been going. I mean, and Chicago is just awful at defending the three, awful at defending pick and roll man. Think that it's really a perfect matchup for him to score, and he just has a great hit rate on this prop. Next one, Kristaps under 21.5. Like, look, man, it's a little bit dicey, but really like the matchup for his teammates to have a good games, and with the starters all playing, Horford playing, he just has a really bad hit rate on this. So let's hope that he doesn't see a ton of volume.
Good looks. We are playing the 50-minute man, Kobe White, over 26.5 points plus assists at minus 110 on DraftKings. And I'm over on FanDuel for this one. Good price here on Luka Doncic over 17.5 rebounds plus assists. Hey, you got 18 last time, man. Might as well bet the over 18 rebounds, bro. Might as well go right there next time. Let's do it. So got both of those in. Prime will kick you off here for your long shot. You have I think you have the longest of the three here. So take it away.
Yep, I went with this same game parlay on FanDuel. Vucevic and Lopez, the two centers who are going up against each other, each hit 3 threes. So look, man, Lopez, he'll randomly hit 3 threes a lot, to be honest. But Chicago, they give up the most threes in the NBA. They give up the most catch and shoot threes in the NBA. Obviously, Brook Lopez ain't shooting no off the dribble threes. At least I don't think he is. Vucevic, he also likes to sit in the drop coverage too. Make it tough for Lillard and Giannis, man. I think he's going to get the volume. If he's on, I think he can easily hit 3. Vucevic, on the other hand, he shot at least 5 or more threes in like 12 straight games against Brook, and now like he has no shot competition on his team. So if he's taking 20 shots, like the way Brook defends, maybe like 8 of them come from deep. Give me 3 of them. I know he hasn't been the greatest shooter, but I mean that's why it's a long shot. 12-1 here. 2 opposing big men who don't like to defend on the perimeter to hit 3 threes against each other. I think it has life.
Oh yeah. These are 2 big boys that can let it ride. I like it 100%. You nailed Lopez, and I mean Vucevic, like you said. Ooh, I mean it's one of those spots where it's real juicy for him. You nailed it. The history is good right there. And I one more thing I thought of while you were saying that. I wonder if the Lopez number is lower, which you hit on earlier, because he had the worst play of the season last night. Like that, yeah, right? Do you think that actually plays into it? Because that was like one of the most viral plays I've seen in a while, and I don't know if people are running to bet on Brook Lopez after that.
Yeah,
dude, that was disgusting, bro. Like he just held the ball for 10 seconds and then shot like shit. So.
Well, he like threw it to himself. They should have called it travel, and then he's like, "Holy shit, what do I do?" Like they didn't call it travel. He just pulls it from like 40 feet, and like, what the hell is going on?
It just looks stupid, bro. And I'm like, that doesn't make any sense for how he is as a player, because if that dude touches the ball, it usually goes up immediately. So I'm like, why are you looking at passing? You never pass the ball, dude. I bet you if you could take under half assist, I'd probably fucking take it every game. That dude does not pass the damn ball. He's just a walking black hole out there. So. I'm going to have to look at that now. I got to talk myself into taking under half assists, bro. I wonder if they're going to offer that for me, you know? So
that was the most LA fitness play I've seen in a long time.
All right, we'll talk about a guy a little bit better, a quicker trigger here. That is Buddy Hield. Stu, take it away here.
Yeah, we're keeping it going. I mean, Buddy Hield is like a threes ladder legend, right? And over these last couple games now, we've seen a little bit lower minutes, right? It's been some tough Milwaukee, Boston. They got their ass beat. Even in those games, right? 2 for 7, 3 for 9. And then you look right when he first came over and you see more of the Buddy Hield volume, the 5 for 11, 4 for 9, 4 for 12. This is going to be a guy that lets it fly more than almost anyone else in the league. And for me, what I really like, I mean, Charlotte, they've been all over the place. They had that little win streak going. They're playing some good defense. And then they realized, oh, we have to score also to win these games. And that's been the tough part for them because they absolutely cannot do that. One of the new effects of their new regime, though, over the last 7 games, are allowing the 7th most catch and shoot threes. Malik Beasley, 7 for 9, absolutely off over a couple days ago. There's just been multiple of these opportunities because I've been wanting to fade guys against Charlotte. Actually, that's been something I like. I like their guard defenders. Martin, I like how they get after it. They play aggressive on ball. But what I've noticed, and I played the Dame under the other day, and it still ended up cashing even in a little bit of a scary fashion right there. But what they're doing at the cost of slowing down those elite players, right, is they're allowing a lot more of these catch and shoot three opportunities. And while Buddy is holding it more and he's, pulling up a little bit more, he's controlling the offense more, this is still the Buddy Hield that we know and love that's going to take those 7, 8, 9. And like I said, if we can get the 30 minutes, if we can get a close game, which is what I'm actually expecting here, I think Charlotte hopefully should be able to get something going on offense. And if not, don't worry, Philly fucking sucks. They're not going to blow you out. Like, this team is brutal right now, right? So, I mean, it's one of those spots where I'm expecting a close game. I think we can get back over that 30-point bump. And who better to do it than a guy like Buddy Hield, who can knock you down 8 threes and you wouldn't blink. Let's ride.
Hey, man, I love this. I played this over 12.5. Like, this should be minus 400, bro. This should not be plus 400. Like you said, he dropped like 20 and 25 against him with the Pacers. DeAnthony Melton too. DeAnthony Melton's actually out. He's been playing the past couple games. He's back. Got hurt again, which is going to lead to more Buddy Hield minutes too. So even with the blowout, man, if it's a blowout, it's not going to be the Hornets blowing out the 76ers, man. So this is just like, this bet is, does Buddy Hield get hot or no? And I think he does. And if he does, he's hitting 5. So this is a really good bet.
I was gonna say it's like at that point, like a guy like Buddy Hield, it's the same reason I played Hardaway the other day and even Strus the other day. When you see a guy a couple points like lower than what we know they're capable of, it's a good regression play to just take it at the end of the day, and that's what we're doing right here. That's why I see a lot of comments going, "Oh, well, I didn't want to bet Hardaway because he sucked yesterday." That's what happens when you shoot 9 threes a game, and you're not a star player. You're gonna miss a couple of them sometimes. So I like the bounce back right here. And I didn't know you were on the 12 points, but I definitely like to hear it. Definitely a good spot.
Yeah, you might as well take it here and not try to mess around with like 3.5. What's the point of 3.5 at minus 110 when if this dude's hot, he's going to shoot 13 threes, dude. So might as well go all the way up there. Might as well because this dude, I'm assuming he's about to cook today. So love to see it. And this is what happens. Stu, you put out a plus 400. So I'm like, all right, I can't be under that. That's like the rules here. I can't be under your long shot. I got to be higher. So I had to throw in my boy Scotty on top of this. I'm going Luka triple-double. I'm going Scotty Barnes double-double on top of that because I had to. I can't be underneath because they just moved Luka. I had him at plus 400 before the show. He's down to plus 380, and I couldn't put plus 380 on here with Stu dropping a plus 400. So I had to throw my favorite guy in the world on that play. They have it now at minus 105 for a Scotty Barnes double-double. And I still think that's too low, bro. Like, this dude is hitting it almost every single game, either doing assists or rebounds. Those are the guys I love, right? That was like Draymond when he used to just do this every single game. And sometimes he didn't even do it with points, except Scotty Barnes is actually a good offensive player, right? He actually tries to shoot the basketball. So if you go back, dude, he's actually hit a double-double in every single game since the All-Star break has started. You go back even further in a blowout against the Spurs, that's the last time he missed, and he still only played 30 minutes and went for 9 rebounds and 9 assists and just missed it by 1 just because they got blown out. So obviously love that Scotty Barnes spot. Obviously that's the one that's a little bit safer here. But Luka triple-double, dude, it goes along with everything I talked about already on my first play. I don't think it should be plus 380. I think that's just absurd for a guy playing probably 42 minutes. If this game stays close, this is going to be a nationally televised game, dude. This is a big game. I think Luka's coming off the court for maybe a 3-minute stint. He's playing the whole first. He's going to sit 3 minutes. And guess what? He's coming back in with 9 minutes left in the second quarter and rolling that thing out. And I don't think that the injury has anything that's going to slow him down here. I think you're going to see Luka put up some big boy numbers here tonight, and I'm excited for it.
Yeah, you almost gave me an aneurysm. I thought this was both of them triple-double at first, and I was going to go 830.
Plus 800.
What? Like, I almost had a seizure. So I'm glad I misread that. That would have been bad. This is much better. I like this way more. That was an instant worry right there. You already nailed the Luka stuff, and I mean Scotty has been our wagon so far this year. So definitely like that angle. Definitely going to be riding with you tonight. I see Terrence put together the mega long shot, baby. 514-1. Vucevic, Lopez, Hield, Luka, Barnes. Gotta love it.
That was quick, Terrence. You were on your feet today. You were on your toes right there, man. That was impressive. I didn't even finish my breakdown on the play, and they already had the long shot on there. You're ready for it, so love to see it. Stu, you got anything else for the people? We got 45 live viewers still with us, 49 minutes in. What do you got for them?
Well, if you want a little fun, I bet Buddy Hield 8 threes at 17-1, which is not the price I want, but FanDuel doesn't have it. It's only Bet365 right now. So whenever FanDuel has it as well. Last time I ended the show on some Tim Hardaway slander, and that could have been the bad vibes that led to him not getting that 5th. So, Buddy, I'm going to 8. I'm not even stopping at 6. We're going to 8 because if you get it 4, I believe in you to hit 8. I've seen it before. You've done it before. So I just want to put some good vibes into the air at the end of the show rather, than some more negativity. But like I said, we both talk about it. A lot of role players, a lot more stuff to go today. We're only talked about a couple games, big slate. If you want to keep up with all the action, make sure you're following over on Twitter, Monotone Football. Have the free Discord linked in the bio. Tons of smart people in there as well. A lot of good action left today. Excited to keep on getting those plays out and hopefully get you guys a couple more winners. So have a good Friday night. Have a good Saturday night. You want to go into the weekend with a little bit of extra cash. You don't feel as bad about those 1 a.m. decisions you make. So let's get it going. I'm ready to go.
Hey, that mega parlay is gonna pay for more than the bar tab this weekend.
Well, yeah. Hey, I'm in an expensive city. You never know.
Yeah.
It can go crazy.
Yeah.
Might be on me this weekend. Who knows?
Hey, I got one more long shot too. I don't have the odds in front of me, but what if Jonas just plays 10 minutes again? Why don't we just do a Jonas alt under everything and just combine that? I don't know if that's even being offered right now, but I feel like that could be a really that could be a 50-50 bet. I mean, it happened last game.
Yeah, my problem is that got posted in my Discord right before we went live, and it was 10-1 or whatever, which is great. But then the lines have been killed since then, right? Even since we've been on the show, they're down 2 points. So I'm worried now that it's going to go from 10-1 to 5-1 for alt unders and stuff. But I completely agree. I think that's something people should bet on no matter what sport it is more often. If you think a guy's going to have a really shit game, we love the ladder up, but nobody ever takes the ladder back down. So I'm fully in agreement right there. If you can get a good price, ESPN is always going to have the best payouts for those. So if you have ESPN bet, that's where you should go right now. If not, DraftKings will let you. But yeah, I don't know. I would like the alt unders. I'm just worried the odds might be a little crushed by now.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Well, we appreciate you, Prime, for popping on here. Tell everybody on here where they can find you, where you're writing, where you're posting, where everything is, so they can come and follow more of your plays.
Yeah. So my Twitter is at PropsFromPrime. I post my plays on my Twitter, but I do post them a little bit late. I do have a dub club, which gets the plays in real time, but I also record a podcast right after I do my plays. So you can get all my plays in basically real time just by listening to my podcast. It's called In My Prime, which is on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. And it's not quite, it's not quite doing the past prop job, but it's trying to grow maybe one day.
Hey man, we're on this is year 3 for us. We were doing this we've been doing this for a minute. So I remember my first one when we moved it. I was doing this and it was my background looked like it was less than what Stu has in the background, and my dog was running everywhere behind me too. So I was everywhere, man. It's crazy to think about this year 3, but we really appreciate you popping on here. And hey, you let us know what other sports you do, man. Might get you popping on here for some of our other sports. Obviously doing NFL, NBA, and MLB. What other sports do you cap, Prime, before we get out of here?
Yeah, I do NFL. I'd say NFL is I probably go as hard on it as I do NBA. MLB, I mean, if you want me to come on the show and be book it with Trent and just take the other side, then I think I could maybe provide value to listeners by doing that. But yeah, no, I mean, I try MLB, man, but I like to bet with feel a lot of the times, and MLB is just straight analytics, and man, that just makes my head hurt a little bit too much and overthink stuff and end up reverse sweeping more than not. So
You have to be in the right mental headspace the whole time because it's going to be like this. Like you think the roller coaster of an NBA season, man, it's double the game.
Yeah.
It's so long. We have to do these recordings at 6 a.m. sometimes to get all these plays in because the games start early. It's crazy. But hey, we're happy you popped on here. So you got anything else?
Yeah, no, I mean, good day, good slate. Like you said, make sure to follow Prime. You're one of the few guys out there that when I see your stuff, I always make sure to check it out, give it a read when I can. I know we did Spaces a couple days ago. So the podcast, make sure to follow that stuff. I love more people that have been role players, stuff like that. The unders, the non-sexy stuff. Not everyone can win every day on Zion 22 points because it doesn't win every day. So we got to find some other shit to win on. I appreciate your page. And yeah, keep on killing it. I appreciate you coming on, and hopefully we gave you guys a lot of winners today. Like you said, cover the bar tab, all that stuff. And we'll be back Monday with a very, very special guest for some MLB futures, baby. It's going to be a good one.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Jackson, a little late here. I know we do. You just looked through our recap about 5 minutes ago, bro. All of those. I will never use that word. I never say that word. But I like the plays. We like what we're doing.
I got him. Buddy Hield, 8 threes, 1,700 on Bet365. That is the lock of the day. You can stamp it right here. All you need is 8 threes to cash your ticket, baby. That's all. Stamp it. That's a lock.
Hey, just tell Terrence's mega parlay, man. That's the lock. And hey, I feel confident using that word too. That's the lock.
Yeah, I can't, bro. It's just like I just feel like it just makes me just because I've seen too many people tweet with like all of the emoji locks right next to each other, and I'm like, can't. But hey, lock this in. Mega parlay 514 to 1. We're ready to roll. Thank you guys for tuning in. We appreciate you. 40 of you guys stayed with us. Hit that like button on the way out. Appreciate you. We'll see you on Monday.
Hey, thank